Casual. I'm not ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dungeon Mechanics. We are here for another episode of Dawn of Diademia. It has been a while. Before we get started, some quick announcements. So for those that don't know, this Saturday will be the premiere of Haro Horizon, which is our Underground Oracle exclusive content for their Haro the Blighted Plane Kickstarter that they have started, as well as anything else that they've released, I think from the beginning of this year for the most part. It's using the Cypher system 2 or 2nd edition, and so far it's looking to be a pretty interesting ride. So be here this Saturday to see that. Also later this month, on the 29th, we will be having our Wounded Warrior Project PvP event, which will be Stronghold D&D versus Dungeon Mechanics. And all of our money that we will be raising for that event will go towards the Wounded Warrior Project. And that should be fun because I don't think, aside from maybe a few, Dungeon Mechanics hasn't really interacted with Stronghold D&D all that much. So it should be fun to have a bunch of veterans slash military members slash military allies, friends, competing against one another to raise money for a good cause, but also to have fun and be in kind of that normal aesthetic that you would expect when you put a bunch of military members together with each other. But that's not what's happening here today. In our last episode, our heroes found their way to the Sealy Court, and were separated from Freya in order to come up with a defense to possibly clear her name for being unseelie, and B, to also meet up with some other members of the Sealy Court, namely Anastasia Faerun, as well as Advin Faerun earlier when they were escorted to that place. But Anastasia was able to inform them that some of their previous lives were in fact very much real, as well as certain events between members of the group we're tracking for events that hadn't quite been fully revealed yet, or were mentioned on, I guess is the best way to put it. But for the most part, Anastasia was able to convey the fact that she has lived multiple worlds worth of Diademia events, which is a lot. And as she left the group, it came to the attention that a certain prince by the name of Advin had been eavesdropping, as Caden went to get his attention with a very close arrow. The prince came out to inform the group who exactly was this Yaka, as he addressed it towards Vingax. And that is where we are picking up today, in the heat, in the spice, in the mix of it all. So Vingax. As you see the prince, the Lavender Prince, half elf, walk up towards the group, he has a bit of curiosity on his face as he looks at you specifically for speaking about a certain individual by the name of Yaka. Who exactly is this Yaka that you were talking about earlier to my sister?
Yaka is a half-orc I met on this world's last iteration when I was sent to try and save it. And I know from our interactions that he was married, and it was to you, your past life, as I'm now finding out.
Married to me?
Yes.
Interesting. Well, I can assure you I've never met this half-orc that you speak of. And if I had,
I'm aware.
there would be a long conversation as to where he has been this whole time. But that is neither here nor there. The members of the court would like to meet with you individually. Is there anyone that would like to volunteer first as far as going to speak with them? Let's not all volunteer at once.
Oh,
I'll go.
Right, James, you shall go first. Do y'all know who's going second? I feel like
Dalen.
I'll go.
Okay, James, then Day, then
Vinny.
wow, just bus insert person in party. All right, I'll let the others know. There should be a set of guards to come escort you here shortly, James, to the court. I will be there. My sister should be there. Plus, you get to meet our lovely parents, and a few select others. But that is all in due time. Is there anything else that you all need?
Not that I can think of.
Not that I can think of at the moment, but I'll let you know, just in case.
All right. Not suspicious at all?
No, don't read too much into it. It's nothing.
Okay. Well, as long as y'all have food and y'all aren't being hassled, shouldn't take too long between each meeting. And he starts to head out the same direction as his sister, leaving the group of you. And I keep forgetting his Aleem in the same room.
Oh, yeah.
Aleem, the forgotten character.
Yeah, the forgotten NPC.
We found him and then we forgot him again.
Well, that's very exciting, Aleem says to all of you. It's been some time.
I check my non-existent watch. How long has it been?
Months.
Months?
No, we saw him like a day ago, remember? It's been like months for him. Because of...
Last time I talked to... Wait. I checked the little sending stone. It's like, does it work? It hasn't even been a day for us.
Ah, what time is it?
Last time I got a message, he said it was 3 weeks. We were gone for 3 weeks. You saying months? How many months?
If I had to gauge, I mean, it's not like someone was keeping track. I would say about 6 months, give or take.
6 months?
It's been
That's
a
not
while.
long. That's how long he was here before we arrived.
Okay. Well,
But the goddess said we're still gonna be in that moment when we come back. How
okay,
does
but
this
he-
make any
Yes.
sense?
So she says.
It could have been lying. Probably is lying.
That or she's a goddess with the power to do that. No.
Never mind.
goddess?
So what have you been doing for 6 months?
Putting in a good word for you, it would seem. They found you all right, I hope.
Dalen can't see out of one of his eyes because he ate something and it did not do something good for him.
Forgot about that.
Oh my gosh, this is where we're at. I forgot.
The wildlife did not agree with him.
Oh. I think I might have something for that. And he starts rummaging through his bag.
Oh, you could just leave him like that. It'll make him better. It'll make him more perceptive. It'll be fine. Right, Dalen?
Right. So, Aleem, have you been with the Sealy the whole time?
No, I wandered the Feywilds for a little bit, lost, before I was fortunate enough to come across the Sealy Court.
But never the Unsealy?
I don't think. I mean, from what I've gathered, it's only been the Sealy Court.
Do you know why we're here?
Well, you're here now because I said that my friends were going to come get me. But that kind of lost favor after like a
The first
4-month wait call. But
So,
the
yeah.
Unseelie are no longer part of this realm, so basically, it's only been Sealy, according to Freya. That's
Oh,
why
right.
they are upset that she is here.
Well, we came to get you too. But we also have another thing that we
Deception
have to do.
check.
wow. Yeah, isn't that? I think you forgot.
Persuasion roll. Oh no.
Fucking lying.
What?
It's a
I was
14.
joking. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, not me. It's up to Stacks, honestly.
I mean, you can roll a deception check.
Wait, am I rolling? What am I rolling?
What is your deception?
Oh. Okay, 18.
You might
Oh,
get
God.
this. Yeah, he believes you.
Okay.
Thank God.
Because he's like, yeah, my friends were coming to look for me. Ooh.
We totally were coming to get you. But along the way, we had a new task.
To learn more about this fine gentleman, and he points at Caden.
Oh.
Is there something in the food around here?
Probably.
7 herbs and spices.
I met you when I met the others.
Well, yes.
We went up the mountain together.
Mm-hmm.
We lost you as we entered the pass underground.
Oh, yes, you definitely lost me after, the bird that didn't talk too well joined the party.
Okay.
Cricket.
Yes. Sure.
Well,
He's here too. He's with us.
Oh.
not here. He's with Freya.
You don't know Freya.
No.
Okay, so this complicates things.
A lot happened in 6 hours. 6 months.
We literally went through the caves, fought a handful of goblins and 2 trolls, found our target, and then was brought here.
Yeah.
That was the time frame from when we lost you.
Oh.
Oh.
It's not a lot of time at all. So
Not
you
to us.
didn't kill Leia's target?
No,
He's still
we were-
there.
We were stopped.
Oh, right. Leia.
She also didn't make the trip with us.
She's resting
In crystal.
in crystal.
Resting in Chris. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, Elaine, come here. So this goddess showed up, and she claims to be Asmodeus' sister. She sent us here to unite the realms together. Well, not the realms, the courts. For a battle that is coming. Oh, that's
It's all
why we're.
true.
That's why we're here.
What
That
goddess?
have to do with these, and he just
Annabelle.
points at Vi. He doesn't say the name.
Yeah. So I don't entirely know what's happening, especially if
What is that?
A dragon.
Dragon. Oh wait.
like you see all the stone faces across everyone's faces, just like
Dead serious.
it's like no.
But
Yeah,
aren't like dragons extinct
It's-
or something?
that's a dragon.
Not
yeah.
exactly.
That's a dragon. Yeah.
Like in slumber, like not awake.
Not all of them. One's not on this plane. Like, not on Diademia. Her
You're talking about that one.
representation is here with me.
So there's two not on Diademia's plane. Anyways,
Yeah.
You know of a second?
well, the one that's with you right now. Since we're in the Feywilds. Oh, it was a pun. It's supposed to be punny.
Well,
Aleem, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh, God.
He's not the funny sort.
by technicalities, there's none on Diademia right now.
He's very tough not to crack.
Aha, gotcha.
So, you've just been traveling around with like a pocket dragon in you? I feel like that's like a whole show or something. That should be. Anyways, just all, I got a pocket full of dragons. And no one's questioned you about it. Do you?
Well, okay. So you know how she? Well, okay. You know how she said that there's been past lives and everything. I don't know if you know this information or not already or not, but
Yeah,
I came from the there was a lot of dragons where I was from, and well.
Oh, so now everybody knows dragons. Do you
Yeah,
know
you have-
dragons, Vingax?
I don't know any dragons.
Yes.
You have to understand that the dragons were before the fall and the new creation.
Then what happened
It's
to
just
You already said it. They're slumbering.
them? So they're still out there. Do we just have to? Can we go make friends with dragons and also have like baby dragons that hang out with us?
Are you trying to fuck a dragon?
What? I said baby dragons.
You're trying to make a baby dragon?
Well, he has a baby dragon. Did
This-
you
this
sleep
is-
with a dragon?
This is the easiest way I can put this. If we can't unite the courts and try to stop what that orc is doing in the caves, to stop the corruption of the dragons, then Diademia may fall for another time.
But you said y'all came here by an unnamed goddess's request to unite the courts?
Annabelle. She said her name is Annabelle. Sister Asmodeus. And she also told us that Asmodeus has a plan to incite war in Diademia, which is what Matak is trying to do.
And
To
we're
help
gonna,
with.
it's just gonna be again another reset and then another reset, and then things are just gonna starting to get faster and faster every single. I don't know how far we are into this timeline, but it continues to
Ray.
happen every single
Stop.
time.
Take a breath.
Aleem hands you a stoppered potion, Dalen. Drink this.
Okay. Wait. What is it?
Oh, now you question what it is.
I'm learning.
You said you ate bad meat,
All right.
and it made you blind. This should hopefully remedy that.
Oh, okay. He drinks it.
Make me a wisdom save when you get a chance.
After he hands that off, Caden leans into a little rear and he says, I'm over 300 years old.
My guy! What?
8 plus guidance.
What's good?
300 as like in the years?
9.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna take a hot minute, but you feel the darkness receding a little bit in your eyes.
It just slowly evens out to both eyes, and I can't see at all.
I'm blind.
He has
You've
like
made me blind, Aleem!
He's got like a pinprick of light slowly coming in, and it slowly gets bigger.
Oh boy.
So over the whole time, he's just like,
Are you okay? Are you? Dalen, hey.
it's getting there. It's getting there.
Oh, you betcha. It's getting there.
That doesn't make any sense. Caden, James, I don't know what to call you here. You can't be 300 years old.
Yeah, and we're not supposed to be
mean,
living multiple lives. And here we are.
I'm closer to 330, if you want to be honest.
Okay, let's just flex an extra 30 years in there. No big deal.
It's-
But you look human, and
doesn't have a belly
normally
button.
humans don't look that old.
He doesn't have a belly button.
What? How do you know he doesn't have a belly button? What have y'all been doing?
Oh, yeah, this and that.
We dabble in a few things. Things have just been. It's been nonstop. We haven't even slept, and we haven't rested. It's just. Look, we're gonna get Freya. We're gonna try to get out of here. We're gonna try to get her not executed. Just okay.
Speaking of, do you have any pointers talking to these people since you've been here 6 months?
I would normally say honesty is the best policy, but really well-crafted deception also works.
Oh.
I would try and master the art of answering their question without revealing everything that you need to in any
Okay,
given.
Quick above board. Do any of us have a good deception?
Surprisingly.
Aleem does.
Because I sure don't.
Nope.
I mean, you don't have to lie, just you don't have to overindulge either.
Okay. All right. So don't talk too much. Got you.
You have to slow down the Raylith rants.
Do you have anything to pace that? Just act
don't got
like
a
you're
metronome?
sending a message. and you're limited to the vocabularistics that you can express in that given situation.
Okay. I'll try.
It's just
Your
Rayleigh
favorite word.
counting on his fingers.
Like I just won't say anything. I'll just like.
Keep it hidden. Rayla's pushing a toe into the ground. Each word he says.
Okay, cool. Lord. All right, we'll be. Okay, so just say that she's not it, and somehow we got here because.
Also, I'm pretty sure Annabelle's not a goddess. At least none that I've ever heard of.
Is she a fae? Like, is she fae? What is
She
she?
was powerful enough to break
Is she a
through the barrier.
Is she a princess of the? No.
She did a lot of crazy things. She has to be a goddess.
Demigoddess, maybe? Can I try to think about like the arcana that she used and all that? Or religion?
Oof.
She froze time.
Roll a Arcana check. We'll go with that.
10 on the die plus 9, 19.
Okay. So you've seen a lot of powerful entities, mostly coming from Sanctuary and hopping in trees with Vengax. Like, there's people out there that have a ratio of abilities that kind of outclass normal everyday people. What she seemed to accomplish wasn't in the realms of arcana-based magic, or like, it didn't seem spell-oriented from what you could gather.
Did it seem divine? Like ruling out things like one at a time.
Roll me a religion check.
Can I use guidance or no? Can I guide myself?
I think so, because you're actively trying to remember.
Well, wait. Okay, 17 plus 2 plus 9. 28.
Okay. Not divine in the sense of like clerical or paladin sort of divine, but there was kind of a level of radiance to it. Like, it didn't seem like it was bad magic, which you would expect from like the sister of Asmodeus.
Okay. Yes!
It's gone. I can see. It's all gone.
Okay.
Thank you, William. Thank you.
Going off of that, so it wasn't anything arcana. It wasn't bad either. It wasn't a bad magic, and it's something that you wouldn't expect from Asmodeus' sister. So she could be a demi-goddess maybe, or something of the sorts, to have that kind of magic, especially coming from Sanctuary. Vengax would also know about like a bunch of other people that are kind of magically innate and everything. It's just a part of it. But if she's not a goddess, maybe a demi-goddess or something a little bit higher. But it wasn't bad magic per se, and I don't know why she would send us on this impossible task.
Did she give you a timeline?
Not really, no.
No, she froze time.
Froze time.
But it's been 6 months apparently, so that's the strange part.
You know, this would be a really good trick if I were Asmodeus, to send people away that could stop it on an impossible task while he does whatever he wants.
The only thing to this that makes any doubts one way or the other is that she had the power to push us through the plains barrier.
Would an archfey be able to do that?
What's an archfey?
Oh no.
Archfey, I can't think of anything right now that it might be, but it's something powerful. Powerful enough to plane shift or something. But if everything is blocked, does she have an inside person? Maybe? Is that what it is? I'm going to keep going if you guys don't stop me.
Raylif, do you know anything about planar level locks?
Yes.
What exactly do you know? And for this, I would say Raylith and Vingax can roll a history check with advantage. Does Vingax have guidance?
What'd you say it was?
I do. I'm pretty sure, actually.
What role was it?
Yes.
History?
This religion. Oh, no, it was history. You're right, yeah.
Okay, so... Oh, guidance.
I guess Vingax, you could do religion or history, whichever's higher.
11
Bet,
on the
because
dice.
religion is higher.
19.
No, 18. Sorry. My brain went dumb. I added 16 plus 2 and got 19 somehow.
It's Feywild math.
Quick maths. 2 plus 2 is 4.
20, 22 with guidance.
Okay. What was Raylif's?
18.
Okay. We'll go with Raylith's first. So Raylith, you remember waking up in Sanctuary, and a lot of the people that you had met during your time there had vanished overnight, seemingly. While you were there, you came to learn about a particular benefit that Sanctuary had when it came to traveling between planes. Mostly being within the City of Exiles, which is just a city that has all the people stored there when worlds are reset until they can go back to their homeworld. There was a level of, I guess, privacy that was applied in order to maintain the illusion that the City of Exiles is basically like its own progressive city that isn't just stationary or stagnant in its own time space, because, you know, there's nothing to progress the place. Since you're essentially just like lost souls mingling about until you have another place to go, there's not really any divine or arcane kind of influence that the city has, and you were kind of able to pick up on the like deceptive feel that the City of Exiles had while you were there. But one of the important things when you were brought to Sanctuary by Vingax is when you came to that tree, you remember seeing a similar tree like that while in the Feywilds in your previous life, if that makes sense, except maybe slightly different. These trees have been known to be populated throughout various planes, and they can serve as more of an archaic plane shift sort of point, which is why you believe that when you and Vingax were there, y'all were able to plane shift to Diademia, but because there was no tree when you arrived, there's no innate way to get from one place to another. Vingax, you know for certain that these types of trees are what you in Sanctuary kind of use as just points to get to one location to another in a very progressive state. But you don't, with your religious check, you don't know why Diademia has its like locks on it specifically, but you can determine that there must have been some reason that now the only way of easy plane travel is through those trees, because they're usually only one in any given world, and they're usually fortified or like put in a place where they're protected by some tribe or group or something, so they're not easily accessible by the masses. If that's the case, if there's no other way to get between planes besides using these trees, then what Annabelle did was bypass that altogether, because where y'all were located, there was no tree. So she had to have at least enough power to, if temporarily, break the locks on why Diademia can't let you do that type of magic and allow y'all passage before locking it back.
Do you ever just feel like it's been right in front of you the entire time and you just feel dumb whenever somebody explains it to you?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a dumb moment. It's just like the final piece kind of clicks into place when you're rationally thinking about it. And for viewers' sake, it has been over 6 months since that initial brain thoughts could...
Oh my god. See, Bangex,
Yes.
do you think there's any more trees around here like that? Like the ones in Sanctuary?
I don't know. Usually there's one per plane, and usually it's guarded so that people don't just go through it willy-nilly, traveling through planes. But I couldn't get back to Sanctuary. We found out there are locks on all the ways out. I don't know how Annabelle sent us here, with that being the case.
And without... You don't...
She either has a way to bypass the locks or temporarily disable them.
How would somebody have that type of... Okay. Okay.
Other than a god, I don't know.
But even then, like if you're traveling through trees... Wait.
So I have a slight confession to make.
What's your confession? I swear to God, if you say you're not actually Aleem, I'm gonna smack you.
No, I'm very much Aleem, and I'm very much looking for my mother. But I do distinctly very much remember waking up in I think they called it Derivern, the continent to the east.
Derivern.
Of
Elden Ring
Ariel. It's the what is purple in gemstone color?
Amethyst?
Yeah, it's the amethyst continent.
Thank you, Stardew Valley.
But yeah, I remember distinctly waking up in Derivern by a very large tree.
So that's where we need to.
Ow, my.
So Deravern is where we need to go.
I mean, if we can get back
To
through a tree, we're probably going to end up in Derivern if that's where we're trying to go back to.
So we need to find the tree. Aleem, I would kiss you if I didn't already have someone that I'm trying to find. Thank you. Okay.
And Raelith, you would know where the previous tree lies.
Exactly. So if it, okay. So for my world, the tree might be in the same possible area. It might be a different area, but it's a shot in the dark that we could get there. Okay, so we need to get past all this stuff. We need to get Freya, that way we could get out of here eventually, hopefully. Because if the unsealing cord isn't in the Fade, then how are we supposed to unite them? Oh, okay. I'm over here like
And
being like Charlie
as-
from Sunny with the Chance.
As your existential dread magnifies, your brain clicks on where you saw the tree last time, and it also clicks on what recent events have led you to believe currently. And you know that area that is between the Unseelie Court and the Sealy Court that seems to be getting engulfed with all this, like, the Vanishing Isles is probably where that tree lies. And all these pieces, all these ribbons are just, like, quickly...
And then, like, they finally cross there, it's just like, the Vanishing Isles! That's where we need to go!
That's where they told us to go.
That's where the tree is. That's where the tree is.
Oh, well, that works out.
Well,
Except people vanish there.
yeah, people do vanish, and there's a possibility.
Well, we vanished from the other place, and we were here. So
okay, but we didn't
if
vanish.
we vanish here,
we got sent here.
we may be back.
But what does vanishing mean on the Vanishing Isles? Where do you go? Do you die? Do you just poof?
Well, they say that they just don't come back, but if there's
maybe
a
they use the
tree
tree
there, yeah, they might be.
Okay, so we got to get past this entire little court thing. Try to commit. We just got to get Freya out of here. That's that's basically it. Okay.
Do we have to? Did we just go?
I promised her that we would. So, yes.
Is Freya what we're calling Leia, or is Leia really in?
Leia is in Crystal.
Leia
She is
is-
she's not with us at the moment.
It's
Freya
Freya
is an
Leia.
actual person. So,
do you out of character, did Leia ever talk about Freya or another person hunting the bounty when Aleem was with us?
She might have shown like a slight. I don't think she spoke about Freya's name specifically.
probably just
But-
like a little disdain towards somebody.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did she at least mention that there's another person after the bounty?
to
Do you remember?
I would
She
say
Yeah,
for
or at least in his
the
presence.
relevance of the story, she probably would have conveyed that at some point.
Okay. So then Vangak's gonna direct it towards Aleem. He's like, do you remember, Aleem, when Leia mentioned another person, if she mentioned another person after her bounty?
Yeah, she was quite upset about it, if I do recall.
Yes.
It was
that
the same
person
day
is
that
Freya.
Rayliv woke up super drunk.
Yes.
Hungover.
Correct.
Yes.
That person is Freya, who is with us now.
Oh.
And they're planning on executing her if we don't get her out of here. So I don't want somebody to die because we don't need to lose any more innocent people. Okay? So we gotta get her out of here.
You could just get her on the way out.
Are you saying that we run?
I was thinking just walking, but
But they don't want to let her go. She isn't. We could try that.
I mean, if anyone stops us, we could just say we're getting rid of her, taking her to the Vanishing Isles.
Well, you could talk to them about that, sure. They'll read me like a book. Remember, open.
We'll just leave you away from us when we talk to him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could. Yeah.
And around
Mention-
this time,
Oh, boy.
a few guards make their way to
There they are.
the area.
As soon as we
It's
start
almost like
talking
a
about
plot
it, they hear
twist.
Be cool. Be cool.
And one of the guards motions to the guards that are posted. He's like, we're here for James. And then you hear them call out, James, the court is ready for you.
They see James turn around. I'm ready.
So we're not doing this.
So should we wait? Should we wait for him at the Vanishing Isles, or
Leisure.
The two guards just like walk up to Caden, and you watch as Caden, unless protested, is escorted out, headed towards the courts. As y'all are just like sus city out here, just like we're not plotting anything.
leaning against the wall?
Obi.
Yeah.
Obi.
Do you just manifest, Obi?
No. I'm
Or are you
looking through.
Oh.
Is Freya still with them, or?
You see through Obi's eyes that two guards have also come for Freya and are escorting her away out of the room. Or that other space.
Hold on. Oh, buddy, I just. What do you think I just rolled?
And that one.
No, it's the opposite. It's a natural 20. Okay, Obi, like, Freya's gonna see me. Like, if Obi's on her, it's like, we basically try to whisper to her. It's like, hey, we could try to get out of here. We need to head to the Vanishing Isles quickly, just so you don't get, murdered or executed. Anyways, yeah, that's the plan right now, to go over there. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this. That's what Vengex and Dalen are telling. Okay.
Put a hand on Ray. As I see the mental strain of sweat coming down his head.
That's the plan.
He might speak through Obi, but Rayliv's skin changes with his temperament.
Up to you, Freya. Anyways, just let me know. Okay. I'll stay in Obi just in case to see what happens.
Okay, at a certain point, you see kind of like Freya and Caden's eyes meet from where their guards are escorting them, and Caden's escorted like straight through, and then Freya is escorted up and around a set of stairs that kind of go towards the courts. Caden, you are brought into a very large circular room, polished floors, embroidered designs inscripted in what you would probably assume is like the Feywild equivalent of like marble or some exotic stone. And towards the top is 6 different seats that each have a person sat in their position. The elegant design and the inscriptures that kind of entail around it give off very much elvish vibes, but you see a cacophony of different flowers and other patterns that symbolize like a transition between seasons as it fully encompasses around the topward casing of the room that you're in, and then above them is where each person is sat. And you can kind of see that depending, there could be 2 seasons that an individual has governance under at any given time. But you enter in there, you see Anastasia sat at the summer court, and you see let me draw this out so it makes sense in my mind. Okay. So it's winter, spring, summer, autumn. Okay. So there is Anastasia sat at the summer court. There is a very elegantly dressed man dressed with a sense of regalness sat at the winter court seat. There is Advin sat at the spring court, and then another regal-esque woman sat at the autumn court. And it's around that time that you notice that there are 2 other chairs present that don't have anyone sat there, but there are 2 that do. And the one in between Advin and his sister, which would govern the spring and summer, has a very elderly dressed woman with her hair pulled back neatly. And then almost diagonally across from her sat at the winter and autumn seat is a man that, you know how you can like look at people and you're like, they give off good vibes. This man does not give off good vibes. He looks like the evil guy, the henchman in any like sort of
He's Cardinal Richelieu from Three Musketeers. Got it.
I don't know who that is.
It's
But
fine.
yes.
I understand. I understand what you're getting at.
Yeah, okay. So he sat at that court.
He's plotting to overthrow all of the kingdom, but he's sitting at the court. Got it.
But what you do notice is that he has a very much similar skin complexion to Freya. And by that, you could only assume that he's Shadarkai in nature, which doesn't really make sense from what you've gathered, because those seem like they're supposed to be at the Unseelie court, but you're not one to judge. But you walk into this room and you see kind of a top behind where the winter court is. Freya stood there with the 2 guards at both of her sides. It would seem you hear from the winter court mail that you are brought here under the determination that the individual posted behind me should be removed of charges against her and her court, by name and by precedence. Is this correct?
So, as he's talking, Caden puts a hand to his chest and bows. And looks up and says, to be fair, I know not what charges are brought against her.
Well, to clarify, the Autumn woman speaks up. The individual known as Freya served as a infiltrator of sorts. She claimed to show fealty to the Seelie court, however, was sending information to the Unseelie court until she was discovered.
I see. And for this crime, she was banished?
Yes. Completely and utterly from the Seelie court from that day forward.
Am I to take this then that the Seelie court is comprised of the entire Feywild?
Not exactly. The Feywild was divided some time ago after recent events conveyed that in order for us to work together, we should come up with certain terms to prevent an overlap. There became dominions that were ran by the Unseelie and the Seelie court, as well as free domains there within. As long as an individual of the opposite court was not found in a dominion designated to the opposite, they were free to roam the Feywilds as they so pleased.
So, her crime that she has brought before you today is returning to your dominion.
Yes, after being banished.
That was not entirely of her own choosing.
Perhaps, but the area that you all were located in was definitely Seelie in Dominion.
I understand. We were unaware of where we were being placed as we arrived. We meant no disrespect to accidentally break your accords or cause her to go against her banished record of the court. As you know, the ability to shift between here and Diademia is not an easy thing to do at present. The outcome of us knowing where we would end up, we had no choice in the matter one way or the other.
So, is there particular information you would like to present to the court that can determine your truthfulness to the matter that your arrival here in the Feywilds was not of your own doing?
Well, as you can see, I'm no a person that has the ability to use great magic. I do have a bond with a dragon, as relevant by what's sitting on my shoulder. That said, that does not afford me the power to tamper with seals of a god.
Forgive me, Your Highness, if I may. There are ways that we can acquire said knowledge, if you are permitting. We can offer you a memory orb, to which you will have to truthfully place memories at your defense and at the defense of the one in question. But the memories that you do serve to this orb will be lost to you until the time comes for you to obtain it back.
Memories attached to what?
Well, you said you spoke of reasons that, forgive me, brought you to the Feywilds without your explicit permission. If there's any memories that could serve to offer clarity in this particular aspect, you could put those in the orb and they will be offered as evidence to the defense of your friend here.
I will do so.
Ah, excellent. And you watch as the shady individual stands up and conjures this crystalline orb that kind of floats down to the center mass of the room right in front of you, Caden. And it perches on what soon seems to be like a magnificent altar created from various plants of all types of seasons that kind of encrust and grow downward towards the ground as it holds this orb in place. Simply touch the orb and submit the memories that you wish to forfeit. However, be reminded that those memories will be lost to you, and the truthfulness behind the memories submitted will be from your perspective. So if you were deceived, then the memories will show such.
If I may, one question before I proceed. Why do you have this individual in your court?
You might have noticed the Shadarkai are not exactly normal members of the Sealy court. And what my sister has accomplished has tarnished our family's name, and I wish to rectify it by showing my fealty towards His and Her Majesty.
How am I to know that I will get my memories back once I touch this orb?
Your memories are safe here, so long as the orb in question remains within this court.
What assurances do I have that they will remain in this court?
None other than our word as a prominent governance within the Feywilds. And should your memories become lost, that too could serve as its own point of evidence.
Forgive me, but it seems like you're very anxious to find out information in a way that could be harmful to others.
Harmful? How exactly?
You tell me that if you take my memories, that I'll only get them back when this is over. But yet, if they're taken, that they also could mean as much guilt as if you read them as something different.
True, but only an individual who A, knows what memories the orb contains presently, would know that tampering with it would cause a bad reflection.
What reason would you have to view me as a liar?
Well, to be perfectly frank, my sister was very well crafted in the art of deception and espionage. She worked within the courts for years, conveying information back to the Unseelie Court under everyone's noses. The art of truth-telling is kind of a lost trait, which is why we adapted these mind orbs, so that we could prevent any form of deception from clouding the judgment going forward. And as I was the one who arcanely produced this particular trait, it did serve as a form of repairing between my family's name and the tarnish that had arisen after my sister was banished.
So to repair your name, you weeded out traitors.
Yes.
Or the ones as scapegoats that you saw fit.
Only by what the orb contains. Again, this is evidence from their perspective. So if they were deceived and manipulated, then that would either clear or in sometimes convey a sort of questioning that we might not have otherwise thought to pursue.
Do any of the other council members look like they're fully on board with the way this orb works?
Make a insight check. Also, luck to Caden.
That is a 19.
Okay. Just from years of reading body language, you can surmise that the king and the queen seem to be fully behind it, as it probably serves as an easier way to interrogate people for the most part. Anastasia gives off a sense of just from body language, there should probably be a different outlet that should be used in cases such as this. her face kind of shows a level of perplexity as the other individual is speaking, and then Advin sort of looks very intently at you, almost as if he's bypassing what the orb has to offer and is just reading your body language to see if you're giving off any like weird vibes. And then the other woman, it's kind of hard to say because she has a mask on over her facial features.
Okay. So Caden will reach out and touch the orb and put how they arrived that memory into the orb.
Like through the stream of y'all moving through that transference and then appearing in the Feywilds, or the whole transpiring event leading up to it?
Just the movement.
Okay.
From when we left to where we ended up.
Okay. So you find, as you place that memory into the orb, you remember Anastasia giving y'all the mission, and then you remember you and the party just walking in the Feywilds somewhere at some point.
Okay.
Are you all finished? Sorry, we normally have to remind the individual that they have placed memories into the orb that have now been lost to them.
So Vi still has her memories, right?
Yes.
She kind of looks at him and nods. I'm completed my task, yes.
Now, is there any other words that you would like to offer the court at this time?
On the subject of why she is in your realm, of it being against her actual will, no.
You watch as the king stands up from his seat and looks at you, Caden. James, now comes the difficult part. What I am going to offer you presently is something that will only be offered to you as an individual and must be considered with great weighing balance. And you watch as underneath him, as his seat is to the north of this room, there is a door, and the door opens up, and in walks kind of like another one of the maid servants that you've seen throughout the area since you've been here. And she's holding a box, and she comes out and she sets it down next to where that orb is being held, and another pillar in similar fashion sort of presents itself and holds the box in place before she sees herself out and the doors close behind her. Offered in that box is an item that will only show importance to yourself. It could be something lost to you. It could be something that you desire greatly. Should you want your name removed completely from the defense of Freya, this box can be offered to you as compensation for your time here with the courts. However, should you not, and you wish to proceed with your evidence, the box will be removed. And none will be the wiser, aside from the members of this court present at this time, and also the individual in question.
When you say removed from the defense, are you saying that my fate will be hers?
You will not be banished. Your memories will be returned, and you will be removed from a potential ally to Miss Freya's defense, leaving just your remaining friends, should they choose to back her.
Question.
So is Freya in the court right now, or no?
Yeah, she's watching the whole thing.
And Obi's with her.
Mm-hmm.
Would Raelith see all this?
If you've stayed connected the whole time, yeah. You would see and hear, technically.
So
That's
you're
another
saying-
natural 20. Okay, I would stay.
So you're saying if I take the box, then all of this conversation was for nothing?
Not for nothing, you would still gain something in the process. However, it would align itself to the defense of what you're willing to offer for your friend in question.
To be honest, friend is a very odd term. Acquaintance, yes. Her being pulled into this, can't say that I would have said one way or the other on whether the gods or some other force have played a hand in this or not. However, I submitted to you the truth, and I stand by what I submitted as truth.
If that is the case, then the court here will adjourn our meeting with you, and we will meet with your next friend or acquaintance.
And he'll bow and turn around and, I guess, wait for the guards to escort him out.
And right before you turn around and you find that like the meeting is adjourned, the box kind of like vanishes, and then the orb gets contained by the preceding elements, sort of like a protective barrier for the altar, and it sits there, and the guards sort of escort you back to the group.
Okay.
Not too relatively long, but Caden comes back and you see him.
I'm still over there. So, like, just in case, like, anything else that they're talking about. Also, I was gonna ask, what is during that entire like debate between each other, did Freya's body language or anything, like, what was the vibe of her?
Oh, give me an insight check.
As myself or Obi? Because I'm like,
Maybe Obi?
let me see what Obi is. Creatures. Where? Yeah, so- Where would I find them again? It's been a minute, man.
Is it Obi's just your find familiar, right?
Yeah,
So it'll be
extras.
whatever owl or whatever point of stat you're trying to pull
So it's a
from.
+1 for wisdom, so 17.
Okay. Her demeanor's actually rather calm.
Okay.
Almost eerily so compared to what you've known in the past. She gives off a level of like stoic.
Okay. Okay. I'll still stay there. Just, God.
How did it go, James?
Information.
Just
They,
information.
They took a memory.
What do you mean they took it?
They asked for a truth. I explained to them that we didn't actually come here of our own accord and pick the destination, but now I don't know how we got here. I have the conversation we had with her, and then I have the thoughts of us walking through the Feywild when we arrived, that they took the memory of how we got here and placed it in an orb.
Will you get it back?
They say that I'll get it back unless somebody steals it.
That's comforting.
Something else you should know. One of the members of the council apparently is Freya's brother.
Is he there in defense of her?
No, he's the one making the orbs.
Oh,
Taking.
That's
the
not a
memories.
conflict of interest.
He claims that he's trying to fix what she did wrong between the courts. Apparently she was a traitor. She infiltrated the Sealy court and was passing vital information to the non-Sealy court and was banished when she got caught.
oh wow.
Oh, yeah, I'm not there. Right.
Is this from a previous variation of the Feywilds?
I think this is from Here and Now.
Oh.
They said that the Feywild is broken up into sections, dominions, that the Unseelie have their own, the Seelie have their own, and then there are neutral territories. And apparently when we got sent here, we were sent directly to the Seelie, where she is not allowed to be.
Sorry, out of character. How does she know of previous life cycles, Freya?
How does Freya know?
Yeah. She told Raylith that the Feywilds was different now.
I don't think
then what-
she's like fully conveyed it yet, like in game.
Yeah, she hasn't opened up to us yet. She's
Okay.
been too shady. I mean, it's facts.
Raylith, while you're over there in Obi's mind, one of the things that you see is the room shift, and instead of in the north position, the king being sat there, now it is springtime, so Avon's seat kind of finds its positioning in that area, and then the room kind of redecors its way to base around that, sort of like a round table shift as everyone's seats realign. And you do see each of them, after their seats fix, go and personally convey the information that was presented in the orb and then return back to their seats. That's kind of like what they're doing. Each of them is taking time to go.
Can I insight check them, like looking in the orb, like to see if I could see like the demeanor or anything?
Sure.
Natural 20 plus 1 for Obi. 21.
What? That's like 3 natural 20s tonight.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
What you're seeing is
Holy shit! I am rolling hot today. We're not in a fight at all, but hey, this works.
as they stand there, all of their insight demeanor shifts, and their eyes just like start to glow.
Okay.
And it's almost like they're a shell of themselves as they're relaying what information is in that orb. And then when they finish, they are brought back to themselves. And it's, from what you can tell, there seems to be a rush of emotion. And from how you can like see each of them individually, some of them react slightly different. Particularly Advin, once he comes back to himself, he kind of like shakes it off. So you can only assume that once they take in that information, they're seeing it strictly from Caden's perspective, and they're experiencing it from Caden's perspective.
Okay. Okay. So it's like it's just from Kane's perspective, but okay. Do any of them seem disappointed or like?
With the nat 20, when the brother goes up to the orb and he does his thing, when he comes back to, he immediately looks up to Freya, but it takes you a second and you realize he's not looking at his sister. He's looking into your eyes directly from Obi's perspective. And then he doesn't say anything, but he goes back to his seat.
I'm gonna stay. I'm not going anywhere. So.
The guard comes over. Master Day, are you ready to be escorted to the courts?
Oh, yes, I'm ready.
Just this way. And they start to head back out where they took James. And as y'all watch as Dalen exits out of the convening area for the rest of you, that's where we're going to end it for today. Who loves 2-week freaking cliffhangers for questioning? What will
Time to-
Dalen offer?
Build
in
up my defense case.
Find out next time. But yes, now that our heroes are finding out how the Sealy Court operates, at least in this new age, what will be our party's decisions going forward? And hopefully we'll find out some of that 2 weeks from now. So be sure to come back. We'll be here. Hopefully it won't be another month, but hopefully. But yeah, it should be interesting. We have a few more shows this month to give to you, so stick with the dungeon mechanics, because everyone, that means you, chat, watching, lurking,
You all leveled
welcome.
up like us.
are welcome at our table. No, you did not level up. Y'all just leveled up.
Fuck.
Hey, it's worth a try.
I wonder if there's ever been a campaign where the DM's like, you know what? Level down. We're going hard mode.
You just gave yourself an idea.
Yes,
Stop
I
it.
did. Leveling down. Let's make it more difficult. Okay, as we get ready to raid, be sure to stick in. You'll get more mech points that you can use for awesome things like redeeming luck that can be given to players and or the DM if you want to feel spicy. But yeah, come see us this Saturday for Haro Horizon, where you will see Double Up Buck, as well as the Frisky Clicker and the Nordic Geek playing as Haro flavored characters from the Cypher system that is backed by Underground Oracle. Do any of you have anything else that y'all would like to bring to the table? Because that's all I got for announcements. Do y'all have anything coming up that I need to know about?
I'm moving in 2 weeks, so like the day that we're supposed to be streaming.
Well, good thing you're last on the list.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's the only thing that I'm putting out there. Also, I stream if you want to follow. Anyways.
Oh yeah, I can put shout outs in the thing. Anything Buck or Super Dog or Salty.
Feeling a little hungry, but that's about it.
Is this Dalen speaking or Salty speaking?
Little column A, little column B.
Oh
Yeah.
god. A little bit of both.
Bit of both.
Sweet. Anything. Going once. Going twice. Hold your pieces. Yeah. We'll see you all the next time. Because I don't have anyone ready for raid just yet. But I'll look that up when we're on the thank you screen. So, okay, bye.